Next matchup, we got Loma Lookboonmee taking on Bruna Brasil. Two skilled girls here at 115. 115 is a pretty good division, man. I mean, it's deep. Both these girls, I feel like, are pretty solid. I don't think either of them are ranked. And matchup-wise, it should be pretty good. It's going to come down to how Loma Lookboonmee fights, in my opinion, in regards to how close the fight looks. Right now, Lookboonmee is a pretty significant favorite, and I think if she fights in a certain manner, she could maybe cover the line, but I think if she fights how she has traditionally in other fights, she could potentially make this a lot closer of a fight. But you look at how these girls match up, both of them, Bruna Brasil and Loma, they're both good strikers at distance. Bruna Brasil obviously is going to have the advantage of the height and reach. He's going to be 5 inches taller, 4-inch reach advantage. So that's pretty significant. But they both kind of like to play that tag game on the outside where they're pull countering, throwing a lot of kicks. I feel like Loma throws with more intention, with more power. But potentially, we saw, like in Loma's last fight with Elise Reed, for a little while there on the feet when Loma was on the outside, she was struggling a little bit with the range and the speed and combinations that Elise Reed was bringing. So if they stay at range like that and Bruna could keep the distance, move around, and throw a little bit higher volume, she could potentially pose some issues for Loma. But I think Loma, if she gets inside, starts to land, Bruna just has a lot of defensive deficiencies with her leaning back, leaving her chin exposed. And I think Loma could take advantage of those. And I think in the clinch, Bruna Brasil is underrated to me a little bit. I think that she does a decent job getting double underhooks and her grappling isn't bad. But Loma is going to be a lot more physically strong, I believe, in the clinch. And I think she can dominate there. I think she can do damage there. And I think she can even get takedowns and do well on top. It's just with Brasil, if she does take down Brasil, Loma has to be really cognizant of the sweeps from Brasil and not allowing Brasil to get on top of her, because then she could be in a lot of danger. And Loma's still kind of green and novice on the ground. But Loma hasn't fought in a long time. I feel like she's a dedicated fighter. She's young, so she's going to be improving. So I expect her to have leveled up during the layoff. And I think that if she fights a little bit more aggressively here, engages the clinch a little bit more, maybe mixes in some takedowns, then I think she could win this fight fairly easily. So I'm going to go with Loma Lookboonmee, and I'll say she wins via decision.